The President of the European Commission, José Manuel Barroso, opened the Mission Growth Conference on Tuesday in Brussels. Participants in this high-level event discussed ways for a radical reshape of Europe's industries to better generate growth and create more jobs across the 27 member states of the European Union. In his speech, the President pointed out the strategic importance of industry in Europe, which represents 1/4 of Europe's GDP and 74 million jobs. In the presence of American economist Jeremy Rifkin, he referred to a new industrial revolution that would promote a European leading role in innovative technologies and stimulate the competitiveness of European industries. The European Commission will present new ideas for a reviewed industrial policy this autumn. The next day, the European Commission adopted a package of recommendations for budgetary measures and economic reforms in Europe. Making a health check of the budgetary and economic situation in the European Union, the Commission issued for a second time annual country-specific recommendations, taking into account the individual situation of each member state. Speaking to journalists, President Barroso said that the overall objective of this strategy is to enhance financial stability, boost growth, and create employment as a global response to the current economic crisis. He said that member states have made good progress. The medicine is beginning to work. Public finances are starting to improve, and imbalances are beginning to be unwound. But the President also stressed that Europe now needs to redouble its efforts at both the national and European levels. We need to move further and faster, namely in the area of job creation, as unemployment, and in particular youth unemployment, is still a severe problem. He emphasized that the next European Council in June should deliver a clear endorsement of the country-specific recommendations, without falling for the temptation to water them down. Leaders should also agree on project bonds, the EIB lending capacity increase, and further optimization of the structural funds. They should also adopt a European budget for next year that has the means to invest for growth and jobs. Finally, he pushed for further integration.
We intend to look at the further steps we need to take towards a full economic union to complete our monetary union. The Commission will advocate an ambitious approach. The building blocks could include, among others, a banking union with integrated financial supervision and single deposit guarantee scheme. And as you know, our ideas on stability for bonds are already on the table.
On Friday, the President went on an official visit to Romania, where he met the Romanian President, Traian Băsescu, and Prime Minister Victor Ponta. Discussions focused on key issues facing the country, such as the Schengen area and progress on judicial reform. Earlier this year, José Manuel Barroso said Romania can count on the European Commission for a final decision on the country's accession to Schengen to be made in September. He then addressed a high-level conference which was attended by prime ministers of the 16 member states of the so-called Cohesion Group.